You know how to do it, then why aren't you doing it? Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. So what is it that you know how to do but you're not doing? How about achieving certain things? How about getting the goals that you want? How about figuring out that formula, which you already know? Let me give you some examples of this. All right, one of the things that Eli is going to want to do very, very soon, let's see what happens with that, is he's going to want to get his driver's license. All right, he's 15 years old now, so you get 16, 17. Everybody wants to get their driver's license when they reach that particular age. Why do you want to get your driver's license? You visualize yourself behind the wheel of the car, going places. It gives you more freedom. It's something that you want to do. It's a vision that you plant in your brain that you see yourself doing. So what is it that you have to do? Well, I don't really want to go down to the Department of Motor Vehicles and fill out the paperwork. Well, I don't really want to have to study the book that gives you all the different laws. Well, I don't really want to have to take the test so that I can pass it. Well, I don't really want to practice driving for all those hours so that when I get in the car with the examiner, he or she's going to pass me for the license. But you do all those things. Why? Because the first thing you have is you have the vision. The second thing you have is you have a singleness of purpose. I want to get that driver's license. The next thing you want to have is you do what it takes to get the job done. You chunk it down into small, achievable components in order to get your vision. All right, that's one example. That's an example that virtually everybody has. But the people that have the bigger visions are the ones that achieve the most. As an example, I answered an ad to become a management trainee. I wanted to be the manager of an office. I walked in off the street knowing virtually nothing, step by step by step by step, and what they did in this company is they kept me focused on that management opportunity. So the thing is you have to have that vision. You have to see yourself doing it, and the key thing is you have to have that vision. You have to plant that seed in your mind every single day. Every single day, that singleness of purpose. And when that happens, when you have that dedicated thought to achievement of a particular singular purpose, what happens is the things around you start to relate to that singleness of purpose. When you're dating someone, all right, let's say you want to take the relationship further. Aren't you always thinking of ways that you can make her happier? What restaurant is she going to like? What activity is she going to do? I mean, at one time, I met a flight attendant, gorgeous flight attendant that I wanted to have a relationship with. And she casually mentioned that, she's flying back and forth, so certain times she's going to be around. And I was living in Santa Cruz, and she casually mentioned that she liked roller skating. Well, I went to work. I found out the place to go roller skating. I learned how to roller skate. I didn't even know how. But I spent the next 3 or 4 days roller skating, learning how to roller skate. And then when she came back, I said, hey, want to do some roller skating? You look for things to do to move you forward in your objective. But the key thing is you have to have that vision, and you have to, every single day, you have to see it, feel it, smell it, touch it, taste it. And when you have that vision, you send the vibe off into the universe. The infinite mind wants to help us. You've got to realize that. The infinite mind wants to help us. When you have that burning desire to get something, then what will happen, like we said, is the things around you will start to relate. And it happens positively and negatively. I mean, If you get your walking papers, as an example, from a woman, all right, let's say, and you're sad, you're depressed, oh, I thought she loved me, I thought it was going to be great, and all of those types of things. And then when you're feeling depressed, every single thing that you see is, you hear a song, oh, that was our song, or you smell food, oh, she was a terrible cook. You relate everything to that individual circumstance because you're focused on it. It works positively and negatively. Let's get it to work positively. We're in a time right now of great opportunity. There are certain things that we used to be able to do that we're not able to do. We still want to do them. Just the same way as years ago, when you wanted to communicate with somebody, the best way to do it was to write them a letter. That was the only way to communicate with them. Well, now we have the internet. You do it instantly. We still get the same objective accomplished, but it's just done in a more efficient way. When you see things that are problems, things that you can't do, things that other people can't do, things that are more difficult for people to do, start thinking of ways, how can I accomplish the same thing? How can I do that or accomplish that and achieve that end result that I want to achieve and while I'm doing that, add value to people. How can I do that? How can I do that? Start seeing that vision, and then things will start to relate around you that will help you to accomplish that goal. And then what you do is you chunk it down into small little pieces, trial and error. You try this, you try that, you try this, you try that. The key thing is, though, you've got to have that vision every single day. Why? Because we are living in a society, and we're not the first ones, are living in a society that has unbelievably large number of distractions. And it's easier to go from one thing to another, to another, to another, if you don't have that singleness of purpose, if you don't have that burning desire. So the key thing is, when you have that vision, you've got to implant it in your brain. Repetition means retention. And when you continuously see that thing happening, you will start to see things around you that will move you closer to that objective. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.